I got stuff for you.
Holy moly. I need to get some snakes and release them around my house.
But they love eating people. They love eating kids.
These guys are the scientists of the supernatural, lecturers leaving lessons for inquiring laymen. They are applying the scientific method to a world that baffles science. They are the cryptids of the corn.
Every day that you open your mouth,
I know, right?
I'm more convinced that you're abducted by aliens.
No.
And it just stood up. I mean, it just like kept going and going. And she goes, what the?
These are idiots.
I was laughing reading this because I already knew how you would feel.
Idiot. What part of the story fits your balloon?
Well,
This isn't a UFO. But who else has big black wings and red eyes?
Batman.
Well, Mothman.
Oh yeah, Mothman.
Well, everyone, I think we know exactly what it is. So say it all with me. It was the sandhill crane.
Would you try it?
No.
You wouldn't eat it?
No.
Why?
Because they're probably toxic. There'd be a lot of poop in my pants. I've seen a 6-foot alligator go swinging through the air and slam into a tree.
Welcome back, everybody, to Cryptids of the Corn podcast. You are with Sans Mr. E today. You get just one of the clones. Mr. E is feeling a little down in the weather category from our long weekend from the Hocking Hills Bigfoot Festival. So in his absence, I am joined by a special guest today, a friend of the show, one of our first biggest encouragers of our show, one of our first biggest supporters, and friend of the show. I'd like to welcome Mr. David Hardie.
Jay, what's up? Which Jay clone number am I talking to today?
I think it's number 99.
99. I like 99. 99's a good one.
He's fun.
He's a nice one. He's a kind one. He's very loving.
I appreciate it. There's a lot of programming going into this one.
Lots of time spent.
Right.
Lots of time by the evil overlords that have been cloning you. I mean, is there just one guy cloning you, or is it multiple people cloning you at this stage?
It's just one guy. Just
one guy.
Yeah, Mr. Fungus is his name. He's a sentient fungal being that lives in the earth.
Okay. All right. Makes sense. That's good.
Yeah,
That's
makes
good.
sense. Yep. There's a lot of lore.
Lots of lore, lots of stuff. Jay, I remember when I first met you at the Ohio Bigfoot Conference. I don't even know how many years ago. And you were talking about how awesome this podcast was. And I got to be honest, I was like, I don't know. I don't know about this. And I gave you guys a listen. I'm like, hey, these guys are really good. This is really good stuff. And you had me hooked from the beginning. Like you remember you were talking to my kids. You had like all the hidden little cryptids you were hiding around.
Yeah, the
like
Bigfoots.
Little characters. And my kids loved you. And they're like, can we listen to the Cryptids of the Corn on the way home? And I'm like, yeah, guys, we can. And instantly hooked on your podcast.
Oh, that's awesome. I mean, we really appreciate it, especially back then. We still didn't know what we were doing. We had no idea.
But now you are a professional podcaster.
Oh, yes.
You have everything figured out. Everything goes off without a hitch. Never any problems. It's absolutely amazing.
I agree mostly with that, I'd say. We've spoken into existence.
Yep. Yeah, you did. Yes, you did. You manifested it, right?
That's right, yes.
Who would have ever thought? So what year did that start? Who would have ever thought?
So we started in our first episode, I think, released in November of 2021. And then we met you at the following year in 2022 at OBC, Ohio Bigfoot Conference. That was the first year we ever vented and attended. And we actually got in just by perchance because it was all full. And we had inquired, but I guess someone had dropped out. So Mark there that runs the conference just by chance emailed us, gave us a chance. And we're like, yeah, we'll take that spot. I mean, we didn't know what we were doing. We only had, like 4 months worth of material.
Right.
But we did the Bigfoot stuff. We did a lot of promotion, and I guess it worked.
That's hilarious. And then, didn't Tony Merkel start? No, maybe not start, but he was at that conference too. It's like that conference is like the beginnings of all these different podcasts and Bigfoot culture stuff. You know what I mean?
I don't think Tony was there specifically,
He
but
was
I remember.
he was there before you guys.
Oh, okay. Because I don't remember.
He wasn't at that one.
Gotcha.
That was like your first one. He was there. What I'm saying is that conference has started so many other conferences,
Oh, yes.
and podcasts and things.
Actually, it was at that conference. Speaking of Tony, we met Joel Thomas and Eric Salaji for the first time. And ever since then, we've all been just close friends.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's very,
That's awesome.
It connects people.
It does. It brings us together. Bigfoot brings us together.
It really does. It brings us, it gets us outside and it brings us together. And, you know, speaking of festivals,
yeah.
we just attended one recently together, Squonkapalooza.
Squonkapalooza, I'll tell you this. If you don't know about Squonkapalooza, Squonkapalooza is one of, in my opinion, the top 5, if not top 3, best cryptid conferences, festivals in the world. I'm telling you, like, in the world. It's definitely, it's not the biggest, but there's tons of people at it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of people. Like, we had multiple thousands of people, but it is just well done on every possible iteration. They take care of everything. It's very well curated. It's just a blast. Everybody has a great time from start to finish. It's just really cool. Squonkapalooza in Pennsylvania. Some of you are wondering, what's a squonk? A squonk is Pennsylvania's very own sad little cryptid. It's like a crying pig creature that's so ugly that it's terrified for anybody to see it. It lives in the hemlock forests of Pennsylvania, and that's the only place it's found. And the joke is that in Pennsylvania, everybody, West Virginia, they got Mothman, right? They got the, Michigan Dogman. All these other places have these really foreboding kind of cool cryptids, and we have the squonk.
The cry pig. What a great thing to build a festival around.
But everybody's in on the joke. That's what I love. Like, everybody's in on the joke, and they laugh, and it's just, I mean, I have never seen so many weird pig creatures in one place. It's like, it's absolutely awe-inspiring.
I mean, even the Squonky Tonk Man showed up.
Right. And the Macho Man.
Or Mothman, Randy Savage.
That's a Mothman, though. But yeah, Squonky Tonk and all the different things. Like, they have, there are people cosplaying as the Squonk.
Yes. An ugly crying pig. Who would have thought?
Right. So funny. So funny. But yeah, I had a blast. I was a vendor and I got to speak and sold a lot of copies of my book, like tons of copies of my book, to the point where I have to go order more from my publisher. So yeah, it was great. How was it for you guys?
Oh, we had a great time. We just met a lot of new people, a lot of new listeners, or a lot of listeners that we've never met before came to Squonkapalooza just to talk to us. And, that's always a heartwarming feeling.
Yeah.
And
how do you guys keep track of, you are the most connected podcast to their listeners I've ever seen in my life. You guys have to have like a list somewhere of all these, I know you have like Patreon members and everything, but like you seriously know almost everybody. Maybe not their name, but their face or their, their name on the internet. But you guys know almost everybody.
I'll be honest, the hardest part is separating their actual names and like their internet screen names, because we've run into that. Like, someone, who I am, like, no. And then they say their name. I still don't know. Then they say their screen name or whatever and say, oh, yes, I know you very well.
Yeah. That's hilarious, right?
I don't know how we keep up with all of them, though, because there is tons. But, I don't forget a face.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we have friends, not fans.
Well, and then, Jay, what's the weirdest interaction you've had with a fan that you've met? You don't have to say the name, but what's the weirdest interaction you've ever had? Like, what has somebody come up to you and maybe given you too long of a hug, or touched your
my hair flap,
your head, your hair, grabbed your, what do you call it? What do you call the back? Is it mullet, rat tail? What are we calling it?
Well, some people have called it a skullet.
Oh, okay.
Or And not a
Okay.
rat tail, but I prefer the beaver tail.
Oh, the beaver tail.
It's wider
Has
and
anybody
thicker.
grabbed your beaver tail?
Not yet. And I don't
Yeah,
encourage anyone to either. Please don't.
No. That'd be like grabbing a real beaver's tail. You're going to get the teeth.
You're going to get bit.
You're
Yeah.
going to get the teeth, right?
I'm a biter.
But so, like, has anybody been like, has everybody, traversed, they've assumed that they knew you a little too much?
No one's ever crossed the line. Let's just put it that way.
That's very fair. Now is your line very,
Yeah.
very, very close? So it's like, oh, there's pretty much no line. I mean, just don't touch a beaver tail and you're fine.
Right. Yes. I mean, anything beyond normal social interactions is where I usually draw the line. But I'll be honest with our listeners, and we were just talking about this morning on Facebook. One of our listeners, Gary, made the comment that we have a very intelligent and diverse fan base.
You do.
Yes.
You do. You guys attract a type of fan that is really intrigued by the scientific nature of cryptid finding and cryptozoology. Like, you have people who are very, very interested in how this could work in the real world.
Mm-hmm.
And that's different than a lot of other podcasts that just are, sensationalist. You know what I mean?
We're not just telling the story and then leaving it at that.
Right. Dude, like, even just listen to one of your recent podcasts when Justin was talking about the crop circles are potentially what the mating the mating
Courtship displays of
signal. Displays of the atmospheric jellyfish. I was like, that makes so much sense. It makes, I mean, again, I don't know that is it, but that's
right.
That's a fantastic theory, So, I mean, kudos to you guys. You just you come up with the plausibility. That's what I like.
Yeah.
You give all the options, all the things, you lay it all on the table, you banter a little bit, and then you let people decide for themselves. But I love the fact that you explore all the different, elements.
It's because these things, whether or not we understand them or not, it's happening. There's results. Right. These things are happening. You just can't ignore it. And so why and how, and that's where I thrive. I know there's a lot of people, like, there's a lot of folklore and sensationalism with everything, but at the end of the day, this stuff's been happening. It's been happening for a long, long, long time. Ever since before we've had cameras and recording devices, and through oral tradition, there's a lot of cryptid history, and you can't just ignore it like it's all fake.
Well, they do. Seriously, so many people ignore it. It was like John Christ said on Blurry Creatures podcast. He said, there's so many people that they just ignore because they're like, well, I got to get my groceries this week.
Yes.
Like, that's, and they're like, well, I can't think about it. I can't even entertain the thoughts. Nothing lines up. Nothing makes sense. So therefore, it doesn't exist.
Yes. It doesn't exist in their world.
Here's the deal. Crop circles definitely exist.
Yes.
Like, there's no question about it. Now, what are they? We don't know, but they definitely exist, but they're just ignored. People just absolutely ignore them.
Especially the super intricate ones, and then there's like background radiation. The nodes on the plants are swollen, and there's just a lot of weird thing. I don't personally think it's just a guy with a board pushing down his wheat fields just to
it would
for
be
a goof.
Impossible. You couldn't do it, especially with how symmetrical and intricate they are from above, right? Like, when you look at them from above, there's no way. You would never be able to do it as some podunk farmer with a board.
Right. And they're sophisticated, and it's unbelievable. And I don't know what it is, but it's there. So I'm gonna speculate all day long until maybe you throw enough stuff at the wall, some of it's got to stick
somewhere. So, dude, what's gonna be funny is someday you guys are gonna hit it. Like, it's gonna be something absolutely true, but you're not gonna know that you hit it. And then all of a sudden, you're gonna be getting the knock at the door, and men in black are gonna be outside waiting for you. You're like, oh crap, we figured one of the things out for sure.
Yeah.
And now we're running for our lives.
Right, yes, exactly. Maybe they just send us a check instead to shut up. I'll take that.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yes.
Wouldn't that be lovely? You're like, listen, you don't have to kill me.
Right.
You don't have to kill me. You don't have to mind wipe me. Just pay me.
Pay me and leave me alone. And I'll be gone.
Like 100 grand. If you just paid me 100 grand,
Oh,
I'd probably be good.
I could stretch that for a while. We're already penny pinchers over here. You have to be in this economy.
Oh my gosh. Well, speaking of economy, it's intriguing. I've been doing all these festivals. So I travel around selling my t-shirts and books and speaking of these things. And I've done quite a bit of them this year. And it's amazing. People are coming out to the festivals. But I will tell you as a vendor, because I know you guys don't really vend a whole lot. Like you have shirts here and there, but for the most part, you don't vend.
Mm-hmm.
The vending is down, man. Like it's like there are people there, but people do not have the money.
Correct.
Like, every vendor I'm talking to at these things is like, yeah, I'm less than I was. Every single one. So as I look at my last year's numbers, I'm like, yep, I'm down. The only one, I kid you not, the only one that stayed was Squonkapalooza.
Yeah.
I made the same amount, like a few $100 more as Squonkapalooza. Every other event is down
this year.
It's definitely economic. I said that at this point in time, like you can't look at all the data and say it's not economic now. You know what I mean? Like people just cannot afford to shell out what they were, on t-shirts.
Oh, absolutely. I agree with that.
Other merch. Yeah.
It's just times we live in right now. So hopefully the winds of change blow differently in the near future. That's all. Maybe we can do that through the podcast realm.
That's it. Or all we have to do is actually discover Bigfoot, and I think that will boost the economy. Like that right there will be such a big boost to the economy. It will change everything. The housing market will correct itself. If we just find
Bigfoot. I agree with that. I can't it's hard to disagree.
I mean, yeah, it will fix all of our problems.
Wouldn't that be the real American story? Bigfoot saved our economy. I'd vote him for president.
Could you imagine what they would do to Bigfoot though? Like, let's say they actually found like two Sasquatch, right? A male and a female. Could you imagine if they were in like a zoo and all the different things? I can't even wrap my mind around what that would look like. What do you think that would look like if they actually found them, captured them, had them in an enclosure? What would that look like, Jay? Let's walk down that path.
It would be a giant Faraday cage that they'd have to be in. And that's about probably the only thing I can think of that would imagine that could hold them. It had to be a Faraday cage.
And they probably wouldn't live long. Like,
no.
I can't imagine that. I mean, they are the epitome of wild creature.
Oh, yes.
Right? So I can't imagine that they're, I'm sure that they would be poked and prodded to the zenith degree.
Oh, and yes.
And demystified or mystified,
And overly medicated, I'm sure, too. They have to dumb them down to contain them so they're not escaping or doing anything intelligent.
What do you think it would do to Bigfoot culture? What would it do to like the festivals and those things?
If they found one? Like if they had one
and like they had definitive proof and like we could go and take a look at the metatarsal hinge of a Bigfoot's foot.
Yeah.
And
here, hold it, bend it, and move
Dr.
it.
Meldrum could actually, take a look at this. What do you think that would do? Do you think it would make it more popular or less popular?
Oh, I think it'd make 100 times more popular.
Yeah,
it
would be exploding. Like
because
all these existing shows would be massive.
Well, I'll say this: all the information about Bigfoot, in my opinion, is already out there for the most part. It's what they're like, and we know so much about them, but we just don't have one. So none of it's we can't confirm any of it. But I say if we have one, and there's been decades of research now added up. All the way to today, it's still new stuff's coming out every day, but none of it can be confirmed because it doesn't fit within the, like you said earlier, the 9 to 5, got to get groceries, got to work mindset of programming of life that we're stuck living in these days.
Okay, now, here's a question, Jay, for you. I want to know which happens first. If you had to bet $100,000, which happens first? Aliens, full disclosure of the existence of aliens, or full disclosure of the existence of Bigfoot?
I would say the aliens, 100%.
Aliens,
because
I think we're closer than we think.
Well, I do too, but I also think it's a manufacturer exposure. I don't think I think these aliens and quote unquote aren't out of space beings from other planets come and just visit us, and it's because it's cool here. You know,
So they're ultra terrestrials, as John Keel would say.
I think so, yeah.
And they're probably from here,
Yes.
or a different here, so an interdimensional here.
Here, correct.
You know?
I think everything is here. That's how I view it. I think everything is just here. There's just these different dimensions that lay over each other. So I think everything we have that we see, it's all from here. And I think there's a interrelationship with the human mind and the human psyche that kind of builds all this stuff and holds it all together. So I think that's why who we are in this planet, and why it's important, this plane Earth, we call it, where we all live. I think it's important because I think we all kind of make all this together with our minds and thoughts and feelings.
So do you think that we can create something?
I do.
So do you think, so here's an intriguing question. So we know that the Squonk was written, was in essence a character in a book, Fearsome Folklore. So it was created, not necessarily created, but I mean, this author wrote about all these different creatures that might exist, but it's probably sensational, like the Hodag, right?
You're correct.
The Hodag was based on other characters, but was clearly created by Shepard,
Yes.
So, but do you think that if you have enough people believing in it, that the human psyche could actually create a physical manifestation of that thing?
I do. And I don't know where I just think the mind is that powerful. And I think when you get enough people focusing on the same thing, things like that can just happen in this world.
Well, so I'm in the comic books big time. And there is a comic book writer, very, very popular. His name's Grant Morrison. And most of what you see in the movies is inspired by him. He did a lot with Batman and Superman, X-Men, and all the different things. And he postulates that we have created a physical, all of these characters actually exist. So they actually exist in a, I'm not sure where.
It's in the Marvel universe.
Exactly. In another space. But he now, I'm not saying this is true. I'm just saying what he says.
Right.
He has said that he has talked to Batman and Superman. He has had conversations. He's like a chaos magician. He's all in on this stuff, right? And he, in his book, I think it's Super Gods, he postulates, and he has said that he has in another plane of existence spoken with Batman and Superman.
Interesting.
I know, right?
But I don't think he's crazy, and I'm not denying. I'm not saying he's wrong. I believe him.
Yeah. I mean, the mind does some very, very, very interesting things.
Yeah, absolutely it does. And I don't know where you cross the line or whether your mind is imagining things, but to you it's 100% real.
Right.
Why is that not real in general? Just because no one else can experience it doesn't mean it's not real to you.
Right. Well, that's with the white things, the West Virginia white things. When these things grab you, bite you, tear at you, they you feel it, you experience it, but there's no physical ramification to the attack. So it's it's a mental. The whole thing is mental / spiritual, whatever, however you go. You are physically feeling when they attack people, rip their stomach out. There are these accounts of people who when they were attacked, they thought they were eviscerated.
Yeah,
they experienced all of that, and then they wake up and they're completely fine.
You just reminded me of something, which I think is a good example of it. They did this experiment where they took someone's arm and they basically put it behind a little wall so you couldn't physically see your own arm. And then they placed a fake rubber arm in an arm, like a shirt sleeve, sitting right beside you. So it looks like that's your hand. Now it's not your hand and you don't see it. So then they start taking a feather and they rub the fake hand, but also simultaneously they're rubbing your real hand. So you feel the actual feather and you feel this in your mind. It tricks your mind into the sensation that's your real hand. You're feeling this. And then they take like a hammer and they'll smash the fake hand without you expecting it. And you see it happen. And people jump and they feel the pain of that hammer hitting their hand.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'll tell you this as a parent, if my kid falls and like hurts their knee, my knee hurts. Like I have high empathy. So
Empathy. I was gonna say empath.
I'm high empathy, like crazy. Like, yeah, like I should never be like an EMT or anything.
Right. Yeah.
I'm like high empathy. So, but like my daughter, it was just the other day. She was outside. She was rolling on a little scooter. She fell. She hit her knee. Not bad, but there's blood and stuff. The second I saw her hit her knee, my knee hurt.
Just
my
like
knee,
he skinned it.
I bet you any amount of money it hurt with the same level of intensity as if I would have scraped it. Now I had no physical ramifications, but I felt it.
So what is that? Yep.
You know,
That's empathy.
Yeah.
It's empathy. And you know, not everybody has that. Everyone has their own strengths and superpowers, is what I call them.
Oh, without a doubt, without a doubt. Now the question is whether we use them for good or evil.
Absolutely.
But that's a different talk.
Right. We'll leave that to Uncle Ben.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, leave it to Uncle Ben. Oh, Uncle Ben. You know, the most important character in the Marvel Universe, who pretty much does nothing other than die. But
Correct.
he passes on to Peter. With great power comes great responsibility.
The most important line for any superhero.
Exactly. So speaking of superheroes, I'm going to make a weird transition.
Yeah.
So you guys go around, you're speaking, you're doing all these things at all of these festivals. What is the message that you guys would are giving, purveying, like sending out? Like, if you, what kind of fuels Cryptids of the Corn? What's your like banner call? Like, I know obviously you want to get kids out to, do more fishing, get out into the world, explore the world. But like, what's the common theme? Like when you guys sit down behind the scenes and you're putting things together, and I'm sure that there's some, back and forth and different things, but like, what's the unifying vision of Cryptids of the Corn?
That's a very good question. I say when we're going to like conferences and things like that, what's important to us is, one, whenever we're hired to speak or give a presentation, we never want to give the same presentation twice.
Really?
Yeah, we've never done that yet. Because if anyone ever, if there's ever any overlap, we want everyone to have a brand new experience.
Well, let's be honest. There's a lot of overlap with the festivals.
There absolutely is, and
you see the same people like a lot of the time.
And that's to me, I love that because it's like going to see your friends.
It's like a reunion every time you go.
Every time, especially, and not only the people visiting, but the vendors themselves, even more so. And so, to us, it's important to provide something different each live show when we do it. But just sitting down behind the scenes of the podcast, I don't know exactly. We don't really sit down behind the scenes and plan it. Honestly, we both just like this stuff because we know the world. We know we're lied to a lot growing up, especially I think we both had difficulty in public schooling. And we both know after being out of it and being in the real world and talking to real people and learning about the world that way rather than through a textbook and what they force you to learn in school, where it just is mind-numbing. We know the world's a lot different than what we were taught, and there's a lot more out there. And what's out there is more fun and creative and exciting and wonderful and beautiful than what we're taught. And we want that to be exposed because we like that. So we just want to get those parts out of there. And the cryptid world is really a great vehicle for it because, one, we both like it. It's fun. And it's funny too. Like I enjoy things that are funny and that make me happy and that make me laugh. That's what I like. So like the music I listen to, I don't listen to like the top artists and stuff. I like stuff that I like, stuff that makes me laugh. That's silly. To anyone else, it might just, I've heard it millions of times. It's horrible. It's goofy. It's not serious. But to me, it brings joy to me. And why not fill your life with joy rather than the mundane?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so when I was speaking, the one thing that, and it was so funny how I said it. It came to me, not out of nowhere, but Like I ended with like I felt like I needed to end with like a nice moralistic thing to say to people. And it's so funny. What I said to them was, guys, this is a really big tent. Our cryptid fun beliefs is a really big tent. Let everybody in. Let everybody have fun. And let's just have a great time. Let's not be mean to each. I mean, and I actually think that the cryptid community is probably the most accepting community I've ever witnessed.
Agreed.
You know, because the cryptid community is a melting pot of demographics. Okay, it blows me away because it's not all like, okay, you go to a Comic-Con, for the most part it's a bunch of nerds. I'm a nerd.
Me too.
I sell t-shirts at Comic-Cons. I'm a nerd. But what's crazy is I just am. I'm in that space. I've come to accept it. I make a lot of money off of it. No big deal, right? Like, move on. But here's the deal. Like, you go to a cryptid festival, you have scientific people, like crazy, not just nerds. I mean, this isn't nerd. It's like not nerd culture. It's like
nerd squared.
People who are, these guys.
Academic nerds.
Yeah, academic nerds. I mean, doctors. You have doctors, lawyers. I mean, get this one. True story. I did a show this weekend, and we, like my team, afterwards, we were just hanging out at a little restaurant called Mad Mex, right? It's a Mexican restaurant. And we were just debriefing. I stood up to go to the bathroom, and I'm walking back, and I'm wearing a Squonk shirt, okay? So the Squonk shirt that I drew. I'm walking back, this guy screams at me. He's like, Squonk! Now, again, we're in a normal restaurant, okay? This is just, this is not, and we're nowhere near. It's like an hour and a half away from where we were selling.
Right.
And this dude's like, oh my goodness, starts talking about the hemlock forest and all the different things, and how he went to Point Pleasant to find Mothman, how he went to Loveland, Loveland for the Frogman, and all the different stuff. He's been chasing cryptids, and he has so much fun, and everybody at his table was talking about it. The dude is a lawyer. He's a lawyer.
Right.
And he's like, he was talking, like, he knew his stuff. And it was so funny. I said, we were going back and forth, and I said, well, I literally wrote a book on it. And I went and grabbed the book. I gave it to him. He loved it. He's like, we're talking about these, going back and forth and sharing different things. He's like, I can't wait to read this. This guy is a practicing lawyer.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But you have bikers that show up to these things.
Oh, yes.
Like you have jocks. So this is so funny. I was at the West Virginia Bigfoot. I never know if it's a festival, conference, or whatever it is. But I'm at West Virginia Bigfoot, right? And they had a Bigfoot 5K with some of the most athletic people I've ever seen in my life running this thing. And I'm like, I can't believe that we have athletic people as well that are super into this.
Tons.
It's every demographic. I think that the only demographic are people who take themselves
too seriously.
Not representative is people who take themselves too seriously.
Mm-hmm. And people who are too into their jobs.
Well, yeah.
Same thing. I don't know. I mean, no, you're 100% right. I mean, we have so many mountain climbers, hikers that listen to our show because it's outdoorsy. But man, like you said, tons of just across the board demographics. We have college professors that listen to our show that comment and reach out to us. Actually, at that last festival, we were just, or it is festival, Hocking Hills Bigfoot Festival, which I encourage anyone next year, if you can make it, please plan that weekend to vacation and go to the Hocking Hills Bigfoot Festival. It is that much worth it. But we gave,
you know what we need? We need all of the event coordinators to get together and figure out the dates of these things, because they're planning them on the same dates. We have to make terrible decisions.
You're 100% correct. We got to all go on tour together.
I wish I could have been in Hocking Hills, but I was at Central PA. Bigfoot. I know.
Well, the world needs cryptid people with cryptid products.
They do.
So
we're growing. We're growing.
It really is. And we know before I started this, I've never been to one. I'd never been to any of this stuff. I had zero idea any of this community. I never even watched the shows. I didn't know any of these people. Justin's the one that introduced me to like mountain monsters, and now we're like best friends with Wild Bill. You know, and that's the one thing too with this community is everyone in it just seems like they're people. They're all just people. And, you know, there's no big person. Now, Wild Bill's a big personality, but that's just who he's genuine. What you see on TV, he's just like that 24/7. And he's in his 60s. He has more energy than me.
Yep.
And,
Yep. No, he really is. I've seen him at the shows. I've been out to eat with him.
Mhm.
The dude is the coolest guy. Like, he's just awesome.
Oh.
And he treats the waitresses with respect, and he treats, you know, like everybody. He's just the coolest dude.
I'll share a story with you last year at the Ohio Bigfoot Jamboree that our first one that we did last year. And while Bill was there, he stayed that next morning. We had like a filming or a film viewing for Tony Merkel's newest movie that they were putting out, The Sasquatchologist, and we had it in our local theater being aired for one of the first times it was being aired. And well, Wild Bill stayed for that, and he watched it. And I'll tell you this, watching a movie with Wild Bill might be the funniest thing I've ever experienced because he does live color commentary, and the whole theater can hear him. And it is just the funniest thing in the world, some of the stuff he says. And he does it just organically. I don't even think he realizes he's doing it. But he'll just...
I don't think he can stop. He can't stop being Wild Bill.
And it's the funniest thing, trying to watch this movie, and there's some like serious... I'm just cracking up laughing watching it with him. It was the best thing ever. But after that, I took him out to breakfast at like a local diner place that just specializes. They serve breakfast up until 2 o'clock, and then they close. So I took him there, and he's just, you know, like you said, talking to waitresses, but being super nice to every table around us, talking to everybody. When we're done eating, he picks his plate up, and he walks it back to the kitchen. He walks it back to the busboys, and he starts washing his own dishes, talking to them. And the waitresses, the maitre d', the hostess, everyone didn't bat an eye. They just let him go. And they didn't know who this guy was. They just was like, he's back there. He's tipping the busboys dollars, giving them money for wash. And he's back there talking to them all while they're all just working. And I'm just sitting at the table like, oh, I don't know if I should be like concerned. I don't know. I mean, everyone seems cool with him. Everything's getting along. And so I just sat there and watched the whole time. He was back there for about 10 minutes. But that's just Wild Bill.
Yeah, that's who he is. You know what? We appreciate authenticity in our community.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only people that would really struggle would be people who are, you know, hypocrites, low integrity people who are trying to just get ahead in life and, you know, climb the social ladder. I just don't know that maybe the cryptid community is not for you, but everybody else is welcome. You know, everybody else is having a good time. And we just want to have fun.
Yes.
You know, some of they're not, I will say there has been some, you know, there's some drama that you find between different camps of people and stuff. But and you know what? A lot of that is because they all date each other.
Yeah.
That's what I'm finding out. It's like, oh, this person was married to this person or dated this person. And you're just like, oh, didn't know that. You
right.
know what I mean? And I guess that's some natural drama stuff. But like, let's just have a good time. You know? The Ohio Bigfoot Jamboree is going to be so much fun because it's just a bunch of people who are like-minded who just want to have a blast.
And we especially we handpick all of our vendors that, you know, come through. We curate it all with people that we like and the energy that we like someone like you, David Hardie.
Hey.
We're very proud and happy to have attending the Ohio Bigfoot Jamboree. Did you want to share what you are going to be providing for the Jamboree?
Yeah, so I'm in the family room, which is very appropriate for me because I am an ordained pastor. And so, you know, I'm not going to drop an F-bomb or, you know, offend your kids' sensibilities or anything like that.
Yep.
And I have all my clearances. Like, I'm good to go. So my other thing that I do is I speak to youth all over the country, you know, about, you know, positivity and, you know, finding their calling and different things like that. So now listen, this is all going to be Bigfoot centric. We're going to have a blast, but it's going to be safe. Okay. Not that anybody at Ohio Bigfoot Jamboree is not going to be safe, but it's going to be very safe for your families. That's my vision for this talk. And it's the importance of cryptid culture. Okay. So we're going to be talking about in pop culture, where do we see these cryptid influences? They're everywhere. My argument is that we would not have and I'm like, this is crazy. We wouldn't have Star Wars without
Mm.
cryptids.
Mm.
We absolutely would not have Star Wars. We would not have the MCU without cryptids. We would not have the DCU without cryptids. We would not. I can't any. I mean, maybe you have some action movies, maybe you have some different stuff, maybe it goes, but like all the fantastical stuff, it all goes back ultimately to cryptids and the lore and legends of the spaces. And it was, now they're conglomerations. So what happened was Spielberg took these things. I mean, Jay, you and I both know that E.T. is the Dover Demon.
Oh, for sure.
There's no, there, like, it's so funny how it, like, when it happened, I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, no, there's other elements, but Gremlins, Hopkinsville Goblins, no doubt about it. You know, Chewie, a Wookiee. I mean, everybody in our culture knows what a Wookiee is. More people know what a Wookiee is than know what Bigfoot is.
I would agree
argue.
with that.
You know, he's blatantly 100% a Bigfoot, you know, echo, right? Like,
Yes.
I mean, I know there's differences, but the guy's a Bigfoot, you know?
Yes.
But, like, you know, the Wampa from Empire Strikes Back is a Yeti. Like, these things are so ingrained. And why do we love them? Because I think in the back of our minds, we know they're out there, you know? And it appeals to a part of our brain that we say, yeah, that kind of makes sense. Yeah, I think that does exist, could exist, and it you know, the story element, it all flows together. And so we're going to be looking at that, the fun, the excitement. We're going to, you know, we'll get the kids pumped up for different cryptid things. We'll be naming cryptids because, like, in the book, okay, so Appalachian Cryptids and Creatures, which I wrote and drew,
and is amazing, by the way.
Oh, thank you. And it would not exist without Cryptids of the Corn. These guys are both named in my, you know, acknowledgments.
Yes.
I mean, it would not exist without you guys. But, well, I mean, seriously, I mean, there's some of your thinking is in here too. I mean, some of your hypotheses are in this book. But all of these different weird creatures, like, we're going to be getting into, you know, I've got niche ones. I've got ones that you've probably never even heard of. But it's cool, it's exciting, it's fun and imaginative, you know. So we're gonna take a little journey down that path.
Oh, I love that, and that's what. And being involved with the kids and getting them involved with this stuff is one of our goals too. We're not just reaching out to adults and stuff because this is for everybody. This crosses the board, kids and adults. This just opens up the wonderment of the world that's out there. And it's a little kid inside.
You should have seen my 6-year-old daughter, because you were setting up the booth. This was at Frogman last year. You were setting up the booth, and Justin was talking to my daughter and my sons about Gigantopithecus, and he had the skull. Right?
Yep, I remember.
It's Gigantopithecus. And they were watching with just wonder and amazement. Like, it was so cool to see that moment. Like, they're just so enamored with it.
Intrigued.
It's hilarious. Oh, get this one. This is so funny. My daughter constantly says these, like, I don't know how to put it, like, unhinged cryptid things, like, in her, like, school and, like, in her school and in, like, even Sunday school at church. So she got in an argument with a teacher because at Sunday school she said that the unicorn was in the Bible. She's like, well, my daddy says that a unicorn is in the Bible. Now, they don't know that her daddy's talking about the Ra'im, who is an undisclosed creature that we still don't know. It's in the book of Psalms. And the Ra'im, it happens multiple times. It's quoted multiple times. And we don't know what creature this is. But the old King James Version used to translate that as unicorn. Now, others, you know, some were rhinoceros, some were wild ox, because we have no idea. So I told my daughter that a unicorn was in the Bible, and now she goes around telling people that the unicorn's in the Bible, and she talks about Bigfoot, and she talks about these things. But you know the funny part is, I would rather that she has an open mind to these things, because when the undiscovered becomes discovered, I don't believe her paradigm is going to be destroyed.
Correct.
I don't think she's going to end up in therapy when disclosure happens. I truly believe that in our lifetime, we're going to have full disclosure of sentient alien beings. I think something's coming within our lifetime that we will see there's going to be something that's going to come. It's going to change everybody's paradigm.
Yeah.
Everybody overnight. And like, I think people are going to realize there's much more out there. And Jay, it's going to break people.
Oh, absolutely it will.
Like, they won't know what to do with it.
Yeah. And I don't know if that's not a good thing either, with breaking people like that. But we all do need to know the truth at the end of the day. I think we all seek the truth is what we want. And that's why, people come to like podcasts and stuff like that, or are attracted. They just want the truth at the end of the day. Yeah. And with the whole alien thing, I don't know. I think when there is disclosure, I don't think it'll necessarily be the truth of what's going on.
Oh, I know.
So they might.
I know that we'll have like a little bit of, they'll give you just enough truth to make the lie all that more believable. I know.
Because
I know, how will you be able to trust it?
Right, exactly. The only thing we can trust is ourselves and our guts.
Right. I know.
And the people around you trust.
Well, it's amazing. That was another thing that drew me to you guys, was that the big, I would say that one of the biggest premises that you guys have is that we've been lied to.
Yes.
Like, we don't know exactly what we've been lied to, but it appears that what we're looking at in history is, what has been given to us, right? Has just been lies on top of lies on top of lies on top of it. And I'm not saying that they don't have, I don't even know that they know the truth, but I know that they've been lying to us.
Agreed. 100%. And it's been going on for a long time, in my opinion.
Well, the biggest one that I would point to is the giant bones. Like, I think that is the one that blows me away, that we have thousands of articles about the existence of giant bones up until what, the 1950s?
Oh, at least. Probably even beyond that.
But then they all disappeared. All at one time, all of the articles disappeared. All of the bones, the Smithsonian showed up and sold them all.
I was going to say, look how each article ends.
Yeah.
The Smithsonian.
Like every single one. And it's like this weird cover-up that we didn't know that we needed to cover up.
Correct.
Right? Like, why, like, I think we could have handled giants, Right. Like, I don't think any of our kids would have balked at giants. Why did we cover all this up?
See, in my opinion, I think it's just to it's the timeline. So it's our history, and you control the history, you control the present. Or no, wait, how does it work? You control the history and you control the present. Yeah, if you control the present, you control the future. So they I think they rewrote our history, and then anything that kind of will buck that narrative or the paradigm, like you said, that we're living in, because this is multi-generational now that we live in, and anything that will cause people to question that, or question their history, question our origins. Those are the things that make you ponder, at least to me, the question, what's this all about? What's life all about? Why are we here? What's our purpose? And I think those controlling that history makes those questions not as important anymore, because we know our history, we know where we've been, but now we're here now, and we're stuck. We're not stuck. People are, like you said earlier, we're stuck in the 9 to 5. We're working, we're busy, and it keeps getting worse and worse. And now we get more distractions from our cell phones and, entertainment, television, media in general. If it's not positive stuff, it can just rot your brain. Before you know it, time's passing faster and faster. And they always said that as you get older, time flies as you get, which, yes, it is true. But I think that's exponentially growing. As I've gotten older, so has technology's grown with me. And I see the positives and I see the major negatives to it. And a lot of the negatives is less you and me being able to talk in person, like face to face, and have real conversations, to where you're isolating, everybody individually is isolating themselves in their own digital world, to where they have their own view of the world, and it's not going to be the same as what, someone beside you, any other individual. We're all going to have our own unique idea of what the world even is. And if we're all separated individually like that, and we can't have, like we talked about at the beginning of the episode, these collective thoughts where we can have fellowship and come together and create beautiful, wonderful things, even if it's just manifested with our minds. Because enough people put enough thought and effort and energy into something positive, it's something positive is going to come out of it. It's just naturally how it happens. I remember this story. I don't know if it's true. I remember reading this a long time ago about this. I think it was India. It was like a prince or something that ruled a kingdom. He left his group, whoever he was with. I can't remember exactly where they left, and he took people with him that were like followers, and they went to like this remote area, and this is where he said he was told he needed to build his new place of worship. And the story goes, this pyramid was a step pyramid that was built in the middle of the jungle. And the story written on the plaque was that it was built in one night. And the way they did it was they all gathered around the site of where it was meant to be built. And they all closed their eyes and like joined hands and made this huge circle together. And they all manifested the temple in front of them. And apparently that's how the story goes. So it was built in one day. And they built it, but they built it basically with just mind thought. And a crazy story, but maybe it may not have it exactly verbatim that way, but I think maybe that's kind of an allegory of how things are built.
We don't know how the pyramids were built.
No, we don't.
That was just probably as academic of an answer for how the pyramids was built as what we're given.
Yeah,
because we can't figure out, because there's no way that they were built. That here's the crazy thing: all these structures and these things that we have, Göbekli Tepe and all the different things, we have no idea how these civilizations did these things,
or who.
So there's, what'd you say?
Or who they are.
Right. And like Stonehenge, still can't figure it out.
No idea.
There's no way. And all the answers are impossible.
And like Stonehenge is a great example because they reconstructed Stonehenge. They didn't even know what it looked like when they found it. So we modern humans rebuilt that into what we think was there. So we don't even know if that was the original, what Stonehenge looked like.
Right. And so it's just this. So maybe it was. I mean, I believe that ancient civilizations had a lot more abilities and technologies than we can fathom.
Yes.
And it may have been more advanced than what we're even living in now.
I agree with that. And the reason I agree with that, because I think human beings, I think we're the same now as we were 100 years ago, 1,000 years ago, probably 10,000, 20,000. I think we're still the same. We got the same brains. We're the same people, and with the same thoughts and feelings. So as smart, quote unquote smart as we are now, we think we're the smartest beings. At least that's what I was taught growing up. We have the most advanced technology ever. We're the most advanced. We're the pinnacle of human existence at this point in time. But if you actually look around and observe the world, it's hard to believe that. Because we live in supposedly the richest country in existence. Yet we have homeless people living under every bridge in this country, and it's terrible. Why? How is it the richest country in the world like that? So to me, it feels like it's all kind of a slow trap. The frog in the pot boiling, and they give us these toys like technology, and it's slowly funneling us into a technological controlled world where we don't have paper money anymore. It's all digital.
Oh gosh, I know. It's crazy. It's great, and it's everywhere. Like, and I was selling at an event, and people didn't believe that I would take cash. They're like, "Wait, you're the only entity," because I was down in Florida and selling this big, huge the World Marriott Center, and nobody else took cash.
Wow.
And I looked at one guy and I said, "Listen, if I ever don't take cash from you, that means that I've been replaced with an alien, and like, shoot me. Because trust me, I will always take cash." But it blows me away that, like, I mean, it's close. I think cashless, they're gonna push, and sometimes they're gonna push real hard for it because they don't like it.
For sure,
they can't keep track, And I it's gonna be really intriguing because I can't imagine the Amish are gonna go for that.
Heck no.
But yeah,
at the end of the day, it's just all about control.
I know.
And maybe cryptids, maybe get Bigfoot on our side. That's the only way.
Yeah.
They can't control a Bigfoot. I don't care what.
No.
At the end of the day, you're never going to control a Bigfoot.
You cannot. No, you couldn't. And maybe that's why they keep him from us.
Right, yes.
Because they know that he's uncontrollable.
He's a symbol of freedom.
That's it. He's our symbol of freedom. Put him on a flag. Let's march somewhere.
Bigfoot is the logo of the resistance of the everyday common man. That's what brings us all together. From college professors to plumbers to everyone we've ever met at any of these conferences, Bigfoot brings us all together because we're normal people.
Jay, listen, there's a joke in my family about it though, because every time now I see anything Bigfoot related in culture, I point it. I'm like, look, see, I told you, it's everywhere because it is. It's everywhere. Like I was just driving and there was a guy. His company's called Bigfoot Plumbing.
See,
Bigfoot Plumbing. Like he's just a dude who's like, dang it, I need a mascot. There's this really rich house by where we live. Like, I mean, this is like $500,000 house, maybe beyond that. In their front yard, they have a giant carving of Bigfoot.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like giant.
So they know.
I'm gonna walk up. I'm serious. I have it on my plan. I'm gonna walk up and give them a book just because they exist. You know, like I think it's. Like, that takes big ones to be like, hey, we're going to put Bigfoot in our front yard.
Yep.
Not backyard, front yard.
Oh,
you
my.
know what I mean?
Gosh, you should wait till OBJ and you see Justin's front yard.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, you're in for a treat.
That's good.
I
can't wait.
Bigfoot. He's got sea monsters. He's got catfish. He's got dinosaurs. All in the front yard.
I can't wait. That's going to be awesome. and we should. Let's do it. Let's have fun. Because, you know what? Life is short.
Yes.
Life is short.
Life is short. Let's enjoy it and let's make it better for everybody around us. Justin always says, you leave things better than what you found them.
Yes.
And I think that's a positive thing if we all just did that, even the littlest things can turn into the biggest changes.
Yeah.
It's a cascading effect. But you just got to be positive. And the more positive we are, it grows, it spreads. It's very contagious.
It does.
Yeah. I mean, we're almost to an hour now, David. This has been a very enjoyable conversation.
I think we could have gone 2 hours.
Maybe we'll have to do a part 2.
We can do a part 2.
I'm
glad that we've got to connect because I did one with Justin before. I haven't gotten both of you yet. I don't think.
I don't think you have yet. No. And I missed you at Squonkapalooza too because being so busy.
Because you're running around.
I think I got to say hi once. But that was it.
But I knew that OBJ was coming.
Yes.
I knew that you couldn't avoid me there.
Oh, absolutely. And I don't want to.
I know you don't.
OBJ.
No, dude, everything's so crazy. That's the problem. Everything is always so crazy in those things.
Oh, I know. It's a madhouse, but a good madhouse.
Yes.
And OBJ's coming up October 4th. Everyone, if you can attend, we would love to have you. It's a very positive event. In my opinion, that's our goal anyways. And David will be speaking in the family room. And we have multiple speakers all day lined up in our family room. Again, it's free. The part is free. The only thing that costs money is access to, let's say, the major speaking room where we have 4 speakers giving pretty in-depth presentations and ranging from guys with Bigfoot on their property giving their evidence, zoologists from the Cincinnati Zoo. We got a folklorist, Ron Murphy, that just, out of anyone, Ron probably got the deepest knowledge of folklore.
Ron is like a wellspring of knowledge.
Yes.
That man is just a fountain.
I could just listen to him talk all day. And then last but not least, we have Tony Merkel speaking.
Oh,
so we have a dynamite lineup. And our speaker room is fully loaded too. I mean, I'm excited about everyone just participating, all the vendors we have coming in, and then we have a lot bigger food selection coming in this year as well too. We're bringing in more food trucks, and we're expanding it this year, also using the entire park, not just the quarter of it that we used last year. So positive things are coming to Ada, Ohio, and the Ohio Bigfoot Jamboree.
The revolution is starting in Ada, Ohio.
It starts here.
Starts here.
I love it. I do think we need some t-shirt art made. Bigfoot, the resistance. It's got to happen.
It's good. This is happening now. We're going to do this.
Maybe we inspired you to make some new art for your next show.
That's it. Oh, that's all you guys do. I just listen to your podcast and I have like notes and I'm like, okay, you don't even know. I probably have like 30 different things I haven't created yet, all based on. Well, you guys, I'll leave you with this. You guys inspired my most popular design. The Mountain Dew Mothman design was 100% inspired by you guys because and with both of you were going back and forth. It was during your giant Mothman.
Gosh, 9 hours.
Center, 9 hours. I have no idea how you did that. But when you were talking about Mothman potentially being radioactive, and I was thinking, I was like, oh my goodness, nobody's done like a green glowing Mothman. And I was like, well, you know what else is green and glowing? Mountain Dew. And people from West Virginia love Mountain Dew.
Oh, yeah.
And so I combined both of them in this parody shirt, which it's not copyright infringement. I write the parody. And I did Mountain Dew Mothman. And oh my goodness, that thing has blown up. And it's all thanks to the Cryptids of the Corn.
Oh, thank you very, very much. Yes, I love that shirt.
I know you do.
And so I think that's a perfect place to end it. I'd like to say thank you, David. And we have a tradition on the show, if you are aware. We like count down from 3. So I'm going to play the outro. And 3, 2, 1, bye.
Hey guys, thank you for listening to Cryptids of the Corn podcast. Remember, the best way to support the show is share it with a friend. But if you are craving more of the Jade clones
and more from Mr. E,
there's always extra content on Patreon
and our paid member space on cryptidsofthecorn.com.
We'll catch you next time with more exciting, fun, and informative information. Bye.